Exterior, skies over London, night. Darkness. Illuminated staccato flashes of amber, yellow, and red. The whiz of bullets and hum of aircraft engines gives way to a solo Stuka dive bomber as it breaks formation. Its distinctive screeching trumpet roars as it plummets towards the Thames River. In its crosshairs, Waterloo Bridge. The bomb deploys and glides with serenity towards its target. An almighty explosion, debris and smoke spews up into the night air. Title card over smoke, Penelope's Waterloo. Exterior, Waterloo Bridge, 1941, months later. Scaffolding shrouds the damaged bridge as workers and engineers go about their business constructing the span across the Thames. Buckets raise on pulleys, heavy barrows shift along gangplanks. Stone is laid by workforce mainly comprising of women. High up on one of the scaffolds, Penelope Babbington, 21, an English rose covered in dirt and dust, concentrates with intent whilst riveting one part of the structure. She works alone and keeps herself to herself. Slipping with the hammer, she hits her thumb and absorbs the pain with reserve. She shakes her hand out. She gives a small smile before carrying on the work. Exterior, Bank of Thames, later. A long line of robust women and older men queue up to receive their weekly wages. An officious clerk doles out the money at the end of the queue. Penelope is next in line to pick up her wage. Behind her, Gladys, 30, and May, 23.
My feet are barking.
I know what you mean. Can't wait to get them in a warm bath.
Warm? Chance would be a fine thing.
Penelope steps up to take her wages in a brown envelope, signs the ledger, and walks away at speed.
Have you spoken to her?
Nah, nothing as queer as folk.
Exterior, bombed out street, day. Penelope is cautious of what is around her. Two large men walk towards her. She keeps her head down and concentrates on the pavement. Up ahead, a disheveled Bentley limousine pulls into the street. Penelope walks straight past it, out of sight. The two large men take a small interest in the car, hang around for something to happen, and when it doesn't, they walk on. Penelope reappears, and checking the coast is clear, she bolts towards the car. The mustachio driver, Orville, 55, goes to open the door to let Penelope in.
No time.
Penelope dives into the car. Orville slams the car into gear and screeches off. Interior, Bentley, continuous. Orville concentrates on the road while Penelope sorts herself out in the back of the limousine. She digs into her worn pockets and produces the brown envelope, takes the cash out and presents it over to Orville. Careless attention is given to the envelope's resting place as it falls onto the floor.
You needn't, madam.
I want to.
I would do this for nothing.
There must be a reward for the risk to my co-conspirator. After all, Lady Babbington would not look on our exploits so favourably.
Orville takes the money and tips his hat towards her. He winds a lever which brings a dividing curtain together between front cockpit and the carriage behind. Orville smiles to himself as he steers the car. Exterior, the Babbington family residence, gates. Evening. The car chugs its way up a tree-lined street until it reaches a set of rusty, imposing gates that have seen better days. Orville hurries out of the driver's cockpit and struggles with the gates, finally getting them open. The Bentley reaches its final destination outside of a grand Regency mansion, which again is in need of some tender, loving care. Orville hurries himself out of the cab and heads to the passenger door, opening it to reveal Penelope, dressed in costume worth more than the women she was working on the bridge could dream about. Being in a hurry, she doesn't give much attention to what falls out onto the tarmac as she rushes towards the house. Orville attempts to pick things up, shaking his head as he does so. Interior, entrance hallway, evening. With speed and grace, Penelope attempts to ascend the stairs as quickly as she can. A forceful, authority female voice stops Penelope in her tracks.
Penelope!
Penelope looks resigned and descends back down the staircase. Interior, drawing room, evening. Lady Babbington is sat with her back to Penelope as she enters a room filled with family portraits and other object dart. The windows shuttered for the possibility of light leaking. The warm, luminescent fire casts a glow across the room.
You missed dinner.
I've already dined while studying, Mother.
As Penelope comes closer, it is apparent that Lady Babbington is not alone. A strained expression of politeness comes across her face when she sees Lieutenant Jasper Wallace, 26.
No wonder you're looking pale, my dear. Too busy looking at paintings.
What are you studying at the moment?
Bridges, works by Canaletto Turner.
Seeing that you value fine art over fine food, I have nothing more to say to you than good night.
Lady Babbington rings a small bell. Awkward silence. No one else enters the room. The awkwardness soon turns into Lady Babbington's embarrassment.
Mother, it's Nora's day off.
Of course. How forgetful of me. Good night, Jasper, my sweet boy. Give my love to your father and the Admiralty.
Lady Babbington exits the room as quickly as she can.
Shouldn't you be getting home? Haven't you got a heavy day of filing ahead of you?
Never wanted to leave things how they were.
You'll have to excuse me. I need to retire.
Penelope turns to leave, and like lightning, Jasper springs from his chair and catches Penelope's arm with a secure grip.
I'm here now. Stay.
I needed you then, not now. You were just like everyone else.
It was your father. It was father. He didn't want any association. Thought it would be inappropriate.
And now?
Situation's changed.
How noble of you and your father.
Penelope forcibly removes his hand from her arm.
At least my father didn't run off to join the Jerrys.
We don't.
He's disgraced this country, his constituency, most of all you.
Penelope fights her urge to physically shake. Defiant, she keeps eye contact with Jasper. She will not let him see her crumble.
I can offer you a new name, a new start, whatever you want.
Jasper attempts a softer approach in touching her.
As long as Daddy approves it, I presume.
Penelope turns sharp on her heels and strides away.
I'm my own man, Penelope. My own man.
Exterior Babbington family residence night. Frustrated, Jasper exits the residence. A hackney cab awaits him. He produces a pack of cigarettes, but fumbles, and the packet goes onto the ground. Near to his cigarette packet lies the brown packet. Out of curiosity, he picks the packet up. Picking up his cigarettes, he lights one up, and the flame illuminates the writing emblazoned on it. The Waterloo Bridge Project. Penelope Darlington, paid in full. Jasper gets up and saunters over to his hackney cab. Exterior Waterloo Bridge, upper scaffolding, day. Penelope is dressed once again in her work clothes, riveting a section of the bridge. She is more determined than ever. She works with speed, efficiency, and dexterity. Exterior Waterloo Bridge, lower scaffolding. Gladys and May are on the lower scaffolding. Both have a view of Penelope, and both are half as efficient.
Who the hell does she think she is?
I don't like those that keep himself to himself.
Got something to hide, that's what.
There's skeletons in her closet, I tell you.
Highgate Cemetery, more like.
Gladys and May cackle to each other. This bleeds into an air raid siren. Chaos ensues as tools are dropped. Planks of wood fly. Men and women swing from the scaffold in an attempt to get clear as fast as they can. In the scramble to safety, Gladys gets knocked unconscious. The low rumble of the Luftwaffe is punctuated with the barrage of anti-aircraft fire. None of the workers notice Gladys, except Penelope, who saw the whole episode unfold. The fracas on the lower scaffolding makes the upper levels unstable. Penelope uses all her strength to lower herself down, but as she moves, the scaffold comes loose and thrashes out towards the river below. The jolt from the freeing scaffolding sends Penelope flying, but she manages to lower herself further down until she reaches Gladys. The scaffolding creaks and groans, readying itself for collapse. Penelope finds a cold cup of tea that has been abandoned and throws it in Gladys's face. Coughing and spluttering, Gladys comes back to life.
We need to go, my dear.
Gladys comes to her senses, gets to her feet, and they make it off the unstable part of the scaffolding just before it comes away from the bridge even more. Gladys looks like a rabbit caught in the headlights. An aircraft hum is getting louder.
We need to get to the underground.
Gladys nods, then she flings her arms around Penelope.
Thank you.
The two women run as fast as they can. Fade to black. A cacophony of bombs gives way to silence, and then the all-clear siren. Oh, sorry. Exterior underground station entrance, day. Smoke from fires and dust from debris clouds the air. Darkened figures emerge from the underground station and go their separate ways. Penelope emerges with Gladys. May sees them from a distance and battles her way through the throng of people to get to them.
You're okay! Thank God!
May ignores the fact that Penelope is next to her.
May, this is Penelope.
I know who she is. We've been working near her for the past 6 months.
She got me off the scaffold when everyone else ran for it.
Hello, Penelope. Nice to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine.
You can handle a hammer.
Well, bridges need to be built.
Exterior Waterloo Bridge, day. The three ladies stroll back to the bridge to commence work again and do the necessary repairs to the scaffolding. Penelope is about to set back to work when a hackney cab pulls up with its motor running. Jasper alights from the taxi, shouting instruction back to the cabbie.
Leave the engine running, I shan't be a moment.
Penelope notices that Jasper is coming towards her.
Jasper, what a pleasant surprise.
Jasper holds his hand out to her.
I'm sorry, is there something I can do for you?
Come. Come now.
Excuse me?
Your mother told me to get you.
How?
Doesn't matter.
Orville.
He's very fond of you, but the man's a terrible liar. If you want to keep his job, I suggest you come with me now.
No, Mother would never.
Your mother doesn't want you scuttling around the commoner like a... Your mother doesn't want you scuttling around like a commoner getting cloused hands.
At least my hands see dirt. The only danger you've got is from paper cuts.
Don't cause a scene, my darling. It's neither befitting of you or your class.
I am not going with you.
Why? You have no place with these people.
I'm building a bridge.
No, you're not.
Jasper grabs Penelope by the arm tightly. Gladys and May appear behind Penelope.
You got a problem here, Penelope?
No problem. Just a little daddy's boy come to see a bridge being built by women.
This is none of your concern.
Gladys and May step forward with intent. Jasper lets go and backs away.
Your new friends will be delighted to know that you're the daughter of the Right Dishonourable Horace Babbington, MP.
My father is a Nazi and a coward. I am not. He was always more interested in burning bridges instead of building them.
If I were you, Sonny Jim, I'd sling the hook. We've got a bridge to build.
Gladys takes her arm around Penelope and leads her away. Jasper, frustrated, turns towards his cab. Exterior Waterloo Bridge, scaffolding, day. Penelope is swinging her hammer once again. She misses the rivet and hits her hand. Without screaming in pain, she beams once again. Fade out.